Samantha from Jessima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you a fun technique that involves metal leaf, polymer clay and plastic wrap with alcohol inks. Now, to start off with, you're going to need some polymer clay, and I'm using Primo Black polymer clay today, but you can use any that you want, any colour will work. What I would recommend is the piece of clay to be about 1 millimeter thick, and I've rolled that out on my pasta machine. And then you're going to need some metal leaf. In this case I am using silver, but you can use any colour you want. I use silver because it shows up the colours of the alcohol ink the best, but you can mess around with the different colours of metal leaf if you want. And then I am going to be using raspberry and amethyst alcohol inks. Any colours you want will work though. And then you're going to need some plastic wrap, but I will get to that in a moment. To start with, you're just going to grab that metal leaf and just slip that out of its container and place that down onto your clay. And it's okay if there's ripples and wrinkles, that's perfectly fine. Just smooth that down onto the surface so that you get rid of any air bubbles and it is properly squished down onto the clay's surface. I'm just going to pop that to the side, and I would recommend just trimming away the extra clay that's around the edges so that you don't end up with alcohol ink on that, because then you can use that in future projects and you won't have any waste. Then you're going to grab your alcohol inks. Also, before you start with the alcohol inks, have just a piece of plastic wrap off to the side ready to go, because you want to apply that when the inks are wet. So you don't want to be pausing in the middle of your piece and going to grab the plastic wrap. And then you're just going to drop that down onto the surface of your piece at random essentially. And again, feel free to use any colour of ink you want. Let's see, I think that will do. And then I will apply a little bit of isopropyl alcohol just to give a little bit of liquid on the surface so that when I do go to apply the plastic wrap, it'll move around better. And you're just going to apply the plastic wrap like that. Squish that right down onto the surface so that it starts creating these patterns. And then essentially you are going to leave that until the ink is dry, and that varies from project to project depending on what the temperature of your working area is. This generally will take about overnight to dry, though sometimes it's about an hour, so I would recommend just coming back and checking on it every once in a while. You can see if the ink has dried by just tapping, and if you see the ink moving around you want to leave it a little bit longer. So I'm going to leave this for an hour, come back and see how it looks, and then we can move the plastic wrap. Something I do just want to point out before I leave this is that the plastic can stick to the metal leaf once the ink has dried, so you do want to try to get it when the ink is kind of tacky but not completely dry. So you just don't want to see a lot of movement when you tap down on it, so do check it every once in a while. And your metal leaf probably is going to rip a little bit, you'll see that a little later, but so long as you don't leave it to dry like for 24 hours, it should be perfectly fine. Alright, and I have left it for about an hour and a half, and just by tapping around it looks like it's dried a fair amount, and if I lift it up in one small corner I can see that the pattern stays when I lift it up. Now I don't want to leave it much longer because in this corner already it's sticking to the metal leaf, and so at this point I think it's good to lift up. So this is going to be a careful process. You want to lift up very slowly and maybe rotate around, so don't just drip it all up. And let's see how it comes out. It's going to look different each time. So I'm going to start with this corner here. And see how much I can lift up without it sticking. There we go. Okay, and we did get some lifting up around here, and that's okay. In those sections, what I will end up doing is I will actually cut away the clay and just scrape off the extra metal leaf with a knife so that I don't end up wasting the clay. This is more than enough space to get what I want. And here you can see how that looks. And it really is a cool effect. Now I am going to put that to the side to dry for about another 10 minutes because that needs to dry before I can apply a layer of translucent to protect it. And in the meantime I'm going to roll out a piece of translucent clay as thin as I can get it. Okay, and here is that piece of translucent, and you can see it's paper thin. Now, if you want to see how to do that in detail, I do already have a video on the channel for free. Just type into the search bar how to roll out translucent clay. I should have a link in the description below. I might have forgotten though by the time this video comes out, so if it's not there, feel free to bug me in the comments about it and I'll add it right away. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take that translucent, and I have it on a piece of paper just to avoid it sticking to the tile, and I'll place that directly over the top of the piece, and then I'll just use a piece of paper to just give it a burnish so that it sticks down onto the surface. And this serves the purpose of protecting the metal leaf and alcohol inks long term, but it also means that I can silk screen over the top of this without worrying about the metal leaf lifting up from the silk screen. And there we go. Now before moving on, I would recommend just trimming away the extra translucent around the edges. And at this point, if you want to skip the silk screen, you can. You could cut out your piece and bake and it would look really quite nice, but I want to add the silk screen. So that's what I'm going to do. Just put those to the side. And the silk screen that I'm going to use is this one over here. It's got a nice floral effect that I think will look quite nice. And so I'm just going to take that, and I'm just going to peel off the plastic backing, and just bear with me for a moment while I get that. There we go. And I'm just going to take that, and let's see, I like this section the best, so I will apply that to my piece, give that a quick burnish down, and because I have the translucent there, it's not going to stick to anything. Well, it's not going to stick and lift up anything. And I'm just going to apply some white acrylic paint, just give it a moment. There we go, just across the top there, and then I'll just scrape that over the surface. There we go. And that should do. And let's lift that up and see how it looks. And that looks quite nice. I am now going to go wash the silk screen immediately. Just pop it into a sink of water and gently rub away the paint. Don't let it sit and soak, that can damage the silk screen. Alright, and once this has dried, I'm going to bring over my cutter of choice, which is this cute little heart donut. Feel free to use any cutter you want. Also, if you're interested in the silk screen or the cutter shown, I do supply those on my Etsy store, Jessima Design, and I'll have that linked in the description below. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place that down and I'm going to give that a good firm cut. And I'm just making sure that I have got that all pressed down. And there we go. And then let's find another spot that looks nice. I think this one right here looks good. And give that a nice firm press. And lift up. And there we go. You can see those two cutters. And I might cut out a few more, but for now this is all I need for the project. I don't like to bake more clay than I need. I would rather have it raw so that I can use it in different projects, because most of my clay I do use for YouTube tutorials, so I don't always cut out everything I can from the veneer. As you can see here, you could absolutely cut out more here. I generally just cut out what I need to create just the project. There we go. I'm going to pop that to the side, and I could use that in a bunch of different ways, but for these I am going to leave them as they are. And I'm just going to take them and transfer them over onto a piece of paper, including these, because I'm going to use them just like that. Okay, and with them now sitting on a piece of paper, I'm going to bake them for about 40 minutes, and that should clear up the translucent and show up the full effect. And then from there, they're going to get a little bit of a sand, and then we're going to pop resin on them to really bring out that shine. Alright, and here they are out of the oven, and hopefully you can see there, oops, that's too bright, there we go, hopefully you can see there how it's cleared up. And at this point I'm quite happy with it. It's nice and smooth and all ready to receive resin, and the same goes for all of them essentially. At this point you could give the sides sand if you want. I just ran over with a craft knife very quickly to just kind of scrape off any bits. All you do is you just go with your craft knife and you just go, and that can scrape off a lot, and then that way I save myself the time of having to go through and sand it, and then also make sure that it's completely dry before using resin. But you can sand it, just make sure that it's completely dry before moving on to the next step. And for the next step you're going to want some UV resin, or a gloss varnish will work too, but today I'm going to be using the resin, and I'm just going to apply that to the pieces. And I have them sitting on a silicone mat so that if any of the resin does happen to drip off the piece, it doesn't stick it to my tile, and it's much easier to move things around, and if I have any resin drips, it's just much easier to clean up. And I'll just apply a little bit of resin, and I find especially with heart shapes that you want to be careful with how much resin you apply, because I find they're a little prone to drips, mostly because of the crease at the top of the heart. That's where I find the stress point, so just be careful when working with more complex shapes like this, because you can very easily have resin drips, especially this spot right here. But basically you're just going to spread the resin around like so, and then you're going to pop that under a UV light for about 15 minutes to let it set. You could also place it in direct sunlight, and that will set it as well. And then we can assemble everything. And hopefully the camera there is picking up how much clearer it looks with the resin on. And here is how that looks now that it's out of the UV light. And you can see how that has really brought out a nice flash. And at this point they're ready to drill. I've already drilled the other pieces, and this is the last one. And for that I'm going to use this little pin drill, and I'm just going to pop that right over here, press down and make a hole at the top of this heart here. And it can take a little bit of time to get through that resin layer, but once you get it going it shouldn't take too long. There we go. That was actually very nice and easy. And these look really nice in the sunlight. The sun really does catch the silvery reflection of that metal leaf, and it just looks really nice. Also the translucent gives a lot of depth, and you can see that the silk screened image kind of floats on top of the colour, and it just looks really nice in person. I highly encourage this technique. It really looks fantastic in person. Now to assemble it, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a couple of jump rings and assemble it. It's pretty simple and should yield a nice earring. And I have done the other one, so I will show that in a little bit. But while I'm doing this, I just want to say thank you for watching the video, and if you like the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps the channel out and lets you know when I do videos like this. I do videos almost every single day, so I'm sure you won't want to miss a single one. Also, if you'd like to support the channel further, consider becoming a member. I post exclusive videos there every single month, along with early access to these sorts of videos. So you'll see a couple of these early for members. But yeah, there'll be a link to that just below this video, along with a link to my Patreon account, which is basically the same. So either one of those is greatly appreciated. But yeah, this is just about done. Please remember, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below and I will get to them as soon as possible. But yeah, let's see, that's just about finished. And there we go, that's how it looks. And here is the other one. And both together look really nice and are a perfect pair to create for Valentine's Day. But you could of course change up the shape and colours and have it any time of year. These would look quite nice for winter if you changed up the colours and the shapes a little bit. It would have a nice icy look. But yeah, change it up to make it look however you want and have fun. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.